Don't react, respond to change your fortune. Don't worry, make money part 3. In the previous part, we saw that money is not just something to earn, it is a matter of flow. Only when a person learns to give, learns to remain a little detached from the result, and turns excuses into action, does the ground of abundance get prepared within them, from where the true beginning of growth takes place. But now the story becomes even deeper. Because even after giving, working hard and leaving excuses, one thing pulls a person back again and again, and that is their own reaction, which means responding to any situation by immediately becoming emotional. Imagine, early in the morning a message arrives on the phone. Some client has rejected your work, the boss has suddenly caught a mistake, or some expense at home completely spoils your entire planning. In a single moment, the brain gets hot. The heart beats fast. The mind says, everything is against me. And in that very anger, fear or panic, you take a decision that is later regretted for a long time. This is where the fear begins. Because often, our poverty increases not due to a lack of money, but due to a wrong reaction. A single wrong response, a hasty decision, an emotional step can completely finish a whole opportunity forever. And the curiosity is whether successful people move ahead because they have fewer problems, or because they learn to give a response instead of reacting to problems, and look at every difficulty by becoming a little calm. Richard Carlson explains this point in a very simple way. In our professional and personal life, there are two states, reactive and responsive, and the difference between these two itself can change our peace, progress and capacity to make money. In reactive mode, a person is under pressure. He judges things immediately, takes every matter personally, and emotions start to control his decisions as if the steering wheel has gone into someone else's hands. At such a time, even a small thing feels like an attack. If someone gives advice, it feels like an insult. If someone causes a delay, it feels like disrespect. If any plan fails, the entire life begins to feel unfair. A reactive mind makes conclusions quickly. It does not think, it just defends. It does not listen. It just prepares to give a reply, and for this very reason, many times even with the truth being right in front, it remains invisible to him. And when the mind is like this, taking correct financial decisions becomes difficult. Sometimes you want to leave a job in anger, sometimes you reject an opportunity in fear, and sometimes in ego you spoil a relationship that could have helped you further down the line. In the world of money, a calm mind is a very big strength. Because money is made not just through hard work but also through correct timing, correct communication, correct judgment, and behaving in the correct way with the correct people. If a business owner gets angry at every complaint, he will lose the customer. But if he sees feedback in a complaint, then that same matter can become a path for improvement, trust, and repeat business. If an employee considers every criticism a personal attack, he will not be able to grow. But if he searches for a lesson in it, his value can slowly increase within the organization. A reactive person sees the risk first, even in an opportunity. A responsive person does not ignore the risk, but searches for a place to move forward by understanding it, so that fear cannot completely control the decision. In responsive mode, the mind is relaxed and clear. A person stops and looks at what has truly happened, what my responsibility is, and what can be the wisest step in this moment. Here, a small pause does a very big job. Stopping for a few seconds before replying, taking a deep breath and asking oneself, right now, am I speaking out of fear or out of understanding? This very pause is the distance between reaction and response. This distance itself many times saves your income, relationship, reputation, and mental peace from breaking down. When you are responsive, you do not get stuck in drama. You focus on priority. You know that it is not necessary to spend energy on every single matter, because every voice does not demand an answer. In part 2, we talked about excuses. A reactive mind catches excuses quickly because it wants immediate comfort. A responsive mind sees the truth because it wants growth, even if that truth feels uncomfortable for a short while. A reactive mind says, things always go wrong with me. A responsive mind asks, what can I do better this time so that next time the result is different? A reactive mind says, people do not understand me. A responsive mind asks, did I put across my point in the correct way, at the correct time, and in the correct tone? A reactive mind says, the opportunity was bad. A responsive mind asks, was I prepared for that opportunity, and should I correct some lack in my preparation? Understanding this difference can change life. Because as soon as you find out that you're in reactive mode, you can stop yourself, and that very stopping is many times the most mature action. You can say in your mind, I am making a haste again. I am making the matter personal. I should not take a decision right now. First, I should become a little calm and see the full picture. This very self-awareness is the beginning of success. Because the person who can recognize the state of his mind, he alone can change it too, and this change slowly begins to appear in his decisions. Richard Carlson considers stress and worry to be blockages in the path of money. Because stress does not shut down your intelligence, but it certainly makes it hazy, due to which the correct path does not look clear even when it is right in front. You know what you should do, but intention, that very matter, is not remembered. You know that you have to stay calm, but reaction makes your voice loud and the matter gets spoiled. That is why responsive mode comes through practice. This is not an inborn talent. This is a habit formed through daily small awareness, small pauses, and repeatedly managing oneself. When someone provokes you, instead of replying immediately, stop a little. When some work gets spoiled, instead of immediately blaming yourself, look at the situation and understand what the next sensible step is. When some opportunity comes, do not reject it out of fear. First, understand, ask, write, compare, and then take a decision with a calm mind, because every opportunity is not caught in a hurry. Money making is not just an earning skill. This is an emotional skill as well. A person who cannot handle his emotions, many times even after good earning, loses money, relationships, and respect, all three. Now, Richard Carlson shares another deep point. Work on knowing instead of believing. Meaning, do not just go by those beliefs that others have filled inside you, but listen to your inner clarity as well. Our beliefs often come from outside. Family, society, teachers, friends, colleagues, and sometimes failures also seed such matters inside us, which we accept as truth without checking. Someone says business is risky. Someone says a stable job alone is safe. Someone says this is not within your capacity. Slowly these matters become a wall for our mind. But knowing comes from inside. This is that calm voice which, even in the noise of the crowd, tells you what your direction can be, and on which path your mind truly awakens. A belief can be borrowed. Knowing is personal. A belief can be formed out of fear. Knowing is formed out of experience, intuition, and honest self-awareness, therefore its impact is deeper. Suppose a child was told since childhood that he is average. He grows up carrying this belief and starts considering himself less before every opportunity. But from inside he knows that he likes writing, likes teaching, likes understanding business, or feels good talking to people. Some spark inside him gives him a call again and again. If he considers the outside voices alone as final, then his life will become a borrowed story. But if he gives a chance to the inner knowing, a new direction can open up. Richard Carlson himself also explains this very point regarding his calling. He knew that he had to teach, to write, and to take his understanding to people, even if the path did not look easy in the beginning. This was not an easy path. Writing and speaking are not natural for everyone in the beginning. Public speaking frightens many people, and many times completely shakes up the confidence. But a calling does not mean that the path will be easy. A calling means that despite the difficulty, the voice will keep coming from inside. This direction alone is correct. This work alone will take me forward. Many people remain stuck in their careers because they live in borrowed beliefs. They feel that now the age has passed, now the field cannot change, now learning something new is too late. But the truth is that many turns in life are understood late. Some people start a side business along with a job, some turn a hobby into income, some change their attitude and learn to be happy in their current job itself. Knowing does not mean taking an impulsive decision. It means not ignoring the true voice inside you and testing it in practical small steps. If your heart says that you have to learn, then learn. If the heart says that you have to show your work in public, then start on a small level without waiting to become perfect. If the heart says that some change is needed in the current life, then before overturning the entire life, do a small experiment so that fear also reduces and clarity also increases. There is a deep connection between a responsive mind and knowing. A reactive mind fears the outside voice. A responsive mind listens to the inside voice and then moves forward in a practical way. A reactive mind says, "What will people say?" A responsive mind asks, "What is correct for my growth, and can this step make me a better person?" A reactive mind says, "What if I fail?" A responsive mind says, "If I didn't even try, what answer will I give to myself?" A reactive mind sits tightly holding on to old beliefs. A responsive mind learns from new evidence and keeps the courage to change its old perspective when needed. Here the non-attachment of part 2 works again. When you are not too attached to the result, you can test your knowing in small experiments and you do not break down through failure. You do not need to take a big risk immediately. First, a course, a client, a video, a conversation, a small project. This much is enough to understand the direction of the beginning. Just as the first step was necessary in part 1, the need to give and leave excuses was there in part 2. In the same way, recognizing your reaction and borrowed beliefs is necessary in part 3. Because as long as you keep reacting to every situation, your energy will remain in the hands of others. And as long as you keep living in borrowed beliefs, your direction will be decided by the voice of others. Real financial freedom is not just a bank balance. Real freedom is that your mind does not run in panic every day, and your decisions come out from clarity instead of fear. When you become responsive, you become the master of the situation. When you trust your knowing, you take back the direction of your life. This does not mean that you will never fear. Fear will come, doubt will come, criticism will come, and sometimes your efforts will fail too, but now you will not break down completely from inside. Because now you will not break down in reaction. You will stop, look, learn, and then take the next step, even if that step is small. This very thing is the calm strength of successful people. They do not make a noise over every matter, but remain clear from inside. They do not consider themselves finished on every rejection, but rather correct their path through it. You too can start a small practice from today. Whenever there is tension, ask yourself right now, am I reactive or responsive, and will my next response make my life better? And whenever any belief stops you, ask yourself, is this truly my experience? Or is it someone else's voice that has settled inside me and is making me feel small? From these two questions, your thinking will slowly begin to clear up. You will become less irritable, more clear and more practical, and this very change will begin to appear in your work too. And when the mind is clear, the paths to make money will also start looking clear. Because opportunities are not always outside. Many times they are hidden behind our inner clarity. But the story is still left. Because even after becoming responsive and listening to the inner voice, a question remains. When the dream is big and the world gives small thinking, how to build courage then? In the next part, we will see how Richard Carlson explains fear not as an enemy, but like a signal. And from there it will be known how a person, before making money, has to break the deepest wall of his thinking.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.